From the Cool Play series, it is the Dark Scorpion Giant BX-04, the upgraded version of the Crazy Scorpion Giant, which actually says Crazy Scorpion Giant over here. And yeah, I know there's a lot of reflection. This is wrapped. I have not taken it out yet. I am going to take it out and we'll take a little bit closer of a look at the box before we get into it. But this is something I've wanted for a long time. And I want to thank the Tommy Park store for providing this at no cost so I could review it for you. And of course, links in the description and a cat on the table so that you, well, you can't do anything with the cat on the table, but you can get this from the Tommy Park store. And they have free shipping on all orders. So if this is something that you've always wanted, like me, then definitely something you want to look into. But we're going to break this open, unbox it, go through the figures, because there's Dark Rorichi in here, and we're gonna have some fun along the way. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, thanks for coming back. That's awesome. So let's get into the Dark Scorpion Giant, aka Black Zarak. Be right back. All right, since Paul is for the moment off the table, we can remove the plastic with this knife, and we'll take a closer look at the box and the artwork. Now, I went over this. It said Cool Play. It said Cold Play. I don't think Cold Play has anything to do with this toy. I think they stick to music, but it also calls him the Mad Scorpion Warrior, along with the Dark Scorpion Giant. And yes, he is a repaint retool of Scorponok, released as a Japanese exclusive. I've wanted it for years. Getting an original, not exactly an easy find or an affordable purchase, but not only does it have some great artwork on the front, it shows on the back him kind of half in a blueprint, half normal, and on the side it shows 5 forms. So this is the Dark Scorpion mode or the Crazy Scorpion mode. This is the Scorpion base mode, obviously the robot mode. This is the, what did they call that? The space shuttle? I'm sorry, that mode's called the Scorpion Mothership, and this is Scorpion Chariot. So he's got 5 modes. I'm only really interested in the 3, but we'll try out the other ones. Why not? But a hefty box, and let's slice this tape here. And there's some tape over here to slice. And I believe it opens from this side and opens like so. And the first thing we see here is a sticker sheet. So all the stickers that I will put on later on. Now, I am not seeing any Decepticon symbols, but there's places you can get those. There is this plastic, which comes off. There is the figure himself. Now his toes are pointed forward. Now I will say one of the problems with the original one of these was gold plastic syndrome. I believe that is no longer an issue, but I can't be 100% sure. I spoke to one person who said that they looked at it and there's swirls and it may have the gold plastic syndrome, but the black plastic was softer and therefore was less likely to cause breakage. But at the same time, despite any swirls, they've upgraded how they create gold plastic, so more than likely he's fine. So I'm going to take the tail part and plug it in as it should be when he is in this mode. Now he has this helmet with a face cover. Now I did not have an original of these. I actually have some good friends who have one, but I wasn't going to mess with theirs because, again, theirs is an original, so therefore gold plastic syndrome. In here we have a bag full of accessories, his ramps, his repair arms, his radars. We have these in gold, so they're painted gold, which get placed onto his legs, covering up these hinges like so. I'm going to put that back in there. These guns, of course, are generally pointed like that. He has a gold claw shield tower thing that goes on one of his arms. The gun goes right here into his claw. The claw! This is Black Rorichi. Should probably adjust his feet so he can stand. And one part that he had that the original Scorponok did not, at least not in the US, is a double-pointed spear that, again, you could put into his hand. This is a very nice box for storage and transport, so I'm going to close it up just in case I need to transport him at some point. Now, I am not seeing instructions inside the box. I imagine there's a link that you can get for the instructions. I don't think I need the instructions because he is just like Scorponok. Now, usually what I do, they have 2 guns here on the back of his arms in the package. I generally put those on the back of his leg when he's in robot mode. So he's got the 2 on his shoulders, and these would be on the back of his legs as spares. But there he is, Black Zarak. Now the instructions online should also show where to put stickers, though you can also look at the box and probably figure out where a lot of them go regardless. But he has the same set of accessories as Scorponok, just in different colors, and Black Zarak, I think I'm saying that right, is the same as Fast Track. So let's take a closer look at this guy. Now what's interesting is he's got this helmet that covers his headmaster, who is very similar to the original Zarak. I don't know if he's called Zarak, probably is. But let's zoom in on the headmaster, which it gets really close. So I'm just gonna hold it up here. So he folds out like so, same arms that move forward, and the flap on the back should, and I am being careful, this is gold plastic, but the flap on the back should cover the face while he is in robot mode, Nebulon mode, whatever mode. I don't think they were Nebulons in Japan. So there's the head. And of course it plugs in like so. The helmet covers it, so he looks pretty darn intimidating. Now pulling this forward, you can see he's got his stats right here, which if you lift up the head, the stats all go to 0. So just like the original Headmasters and Scorponok, plugging in the head or different heads will show different stats. I'm gonna put him on the turntable of doom, and we'll give him a spin so you can see him from all angles. I'm gonna close this up on his chest, very shiny. And I always thought it's an interesting thing that you can actually take the tail and bring that up while he's in robot mode. So maybe he could shoot jets out of the sky using that. Very cool, I like it, I like it, I like it. Now robot mode, let's check some posability. Should be the same as Scorponok, and because he is based on a G1 toy, there's no ankle swivels, we're not even gonna check for that. But he can of course do a full goes up Jean-Claude Van Damme. Not a big surprise. And of course he can kick forward. Kicking back is hampered by basically this back piece here, so he can't really kick back. Side kick, if you go straight out, you can only go about that high if you use both legs. The arms, were it not for the scorpion legs in the back, could go all the way around. And of course they can go off to the side, and you can push them up like so. You really want to have him pointing things way up in the air. Of course you can adjust how the gun is pointed on his shoulder, and you can drop the gun because it is held in by a post, and I was probably a little bit more gentle than I normally would be putting it on the post. There, should be fine now. The double pointed spear looks very cool. I also use it for a walking stick, you know, because he's an older toy. But not this one, this is a brand new toy, but still the character's a bit older. Now, the claws can move inwards. He doesn't really have elbows, there's no swivels there. Head isn't gonna turn, it's a G1 base toy. So yeah, it's not gonna have all those wonderful swivelings and such. There's gonna be no twisting at the waist, none of that kind of thing. But again, without instructions, I'm just gonna go by memory. Now, again, the stickers, I'm gonna need to put those on later. And there's a number of good looking stickers. And looking at the box, I can tell where a lot of them will go. For example, this one goes right on his chest. Now there's a blank area in the center. If you have a good size Decepticon symbol that you want to put there, no reason why you should. That's the only sticker I'm going to put on for now. Again, he looks really cool. Really like him overall as far as his aesthetic. The black and gold is a good color combination. And again, I'm not so worried about gold plastic syndrome. Though again, I'm being careful because I want to be careful. So one more spin on the turntable of doom so you can see him from all the angles. And now it's time to put him into his scorpion mode, which is pretty easy. You put the arms up as a little thing here to move them further up. If you so choose, you can put this cover on so it covers up the face. I guess that's what that's there for. I'm gonna move the arms up a little bit more so I can get the legs positioned properly. Slide all the legs forward. We're gonna see if the movement of the legs also works. We're going to undo the tail, spread the legs a little bit. Shut up, Logan. Flip down the feet. Actually, we don't necessarily need to spread the legs. Again, shut up, Logan, because this part here has 2 posts that plug into the revealed part of the legs to hold in place a scorpion tail, which comes out like so. I'm gonna turn these guns around, facing forward. I'm gonna put these guns on his shoulders. I'm guessing that they were on the other parts of the shoulders when he was in his robot mode. Now his joints are pretty stiff right now because he's a brand new toy out of the box. Now, according to the instructions, or rather the box, in this mode you can plug his gun. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And you can put his claw on his other claw, and you can have Black Zarak rolling around next to him. But there he is in Scorpion mode. And I think he looks really like a mad Scorpion warrior. Now, doesn't really show a place for this in his Scorpion mode. These parts I'm going to move aside. They're more for the base, but we want to put him down. And as we roll him along, you can see the legs are moving. So that is cool that they have retained that gimmick. He could face off against, I don't know, Godzilla. Now in Scorpion mode, he's like 18 inches long. We are at the end going to put him back into robot mode, so I'll get that measurement. But if you have a Scorponok, it's the same size, G1 Scorponok, or a crazy Scorpion King. So very cool Scorpion mode. Now what I did not do is take out the head, which you can't tell that the head is missing. I mean, the original Scorponok had a helmet, but it was clear. But I can put the head inside, and he can be controlling him from there. Very cool Scorpion mode. All right, time for the base mode, and then we'll try these other modes. Now for the base mode, you will need to remove these side panels. And I'm looking at the picture on the box of the base mode. I'm going to try to put it in the base mode that Scorponok uses. So how do we do this? So first of all, we detach the tail. The legs we take out, but we want to turn them so the ramps are on top. So again, we pull out the leg and we turn it, put it to the side so the ramps are on top, because these go like so. The tail goes underneath the tip of the tail, and this ramp gets pulled in like so. I'm not sure which camera is going to be better to see this on. This part opens up and flips out like that. Its head, I believe, will just stay in place, but we are going to take the claws and push them all the way in, and that just popped off the head, so we'll have to reattach that in a second. It popped off, but it is meant to be able to be taken off, and I got it back on without a problem. So the claws, I have to turn them so that the smaller part of the claw arm is facing forward, because you need to be able to use this joint to move them vertically. And then these have little posts in them, just right in there, just like Scorponok's, and plug in like so. So we're almost to base mode. We're getting very close. This claw folds up and snaps together and is pushed on top here as some kind of design aesthetic, pretty much. These fold out, these fold up, as there are little missile bays in there. Now you can put them on whichever side you want, but this ramp assembles together and you can put it on either side. And so you have a little lifting ramp here. These repair arms just pop in here, and you have these radar posts that pop in here. You can also put them here. There's a lot of actual places you can put these. Shut up, Logan. But this is kind of a standard configuration. Now these do not have places in here. I usually like to take two of the guns and put them on the shoulders, kind of tilted forward, just like for extra firepower. Now this gun comes apart like so. Now the instructions show keeping it together and attaching it here. But the original Scorponok, you actually put that over there. So you can do it either way. It's really up to you. Black Zarak goes here just like Fast Track would. And there's a little lever. If you push it forward, he can roll and be launched down the ramp. Now just for storage, I usually take these guns and pop them under the ramps, pointing, well, from this perspective, it's down. So that way when you fold it, it doesn't interfere with these ramps here. Of course, his headmaster partner can stand there. Now this double spear, again, I don't know of anywhere that it can be put other than if you want to store it like so. I mean, you can put it on the back of the towers by plugging it into the post. You could also, whoa, you rolled again. You could put it this way. I don't know that you can put it vertically. Maybe if you move those a little bit, that's a little bit too long. Oh, there you go. So you can have it be an extra tower. So that way you're not having any pieces all over the place. So there you have it, Scorpion base, or Dark Scorpion base, or Mad Scorpion base, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so far nothing has broken and nothing has popped off that shouldn't pop off and isn't able to be put back on again. Now the mothership mode doesn't seem like there's much to it. You have to remove these, probably these, take these guns off the back, fold these in, probably take these guns off too, and turn the legs. So I turn them part way, then I bring them up, and then I push them forward. And for some reason, this is mothership mode. I'm not a huge fan. I like it better as the base, but I suppose if you're flying, it works. There's kind of a two-headed serpent mode. I'm not even going to try. And then it would appear that the chariot mode is kind of lame. I don't know if you're supposed to take these off. I'm just going to leave them. It looks like it's like this. Faceplate removed. This is a chariot. Quite honestly, I would beef it up a little bit and put these guns on here. That's not shown in the picture, but that's what I would do. If I really wanted to be inventive, I would add that gun there and put the spear here just to make it more imposing. But yeah, not a big fan of the chariot mode. I mean, it's basically putting it into a form and saying, oh, we're going to call that a chariot. But the main three modes definitely work. The mothership is meh. The chariot mode is eh. But it's pretty easy, even with my additions, to go from chariot mode back to robot mode. And again, he stands about 14 inches tall. Now, just like with all G1 stuff, there's not a place for everything in his various modes. But of course, we can put the head back in place. And some of these things, I don't know, can we store them in here? At least you have some storage. But yeah, I definitely like it. When I got the Transformers Generations book years ago, and I saw all the really cool Japanese exclusive toys, I wanted them. So I just want to do a little show of scaling. And there's only one particular robot that we should scale this with, and that is the Hasbro version or Generation Select version of Black Zarak. As you can see, quite the height difference. But still, I've been wanting this for so long, and to finally get one that doesn't apparently have gold plastic syndrome. Not saying I'm going to be rough with it, because there was that one guy who said, oh, I think there is, but it's just better black plastic. I mean, I'm not going to take a chance. And Black Orichi, I'll put him over in this camera. There's a height difference there too, and a slight color difference. Right, Paul? Paul is very interested in these figures because they're from Japan and Paul is not, right? No chewing. So there you have him, the Mad Scorpion Warrior, the Dark Scorpion Giant, whatever you want to call him. Black Zarak. I love the fact that I finally have one, and I think he's a fun toy. And again, Tommy Park Store, thank you so much for sending this out to me. Again, links in the description so that you can get this with free shipping from the Tommy Park Store. And he comes complete. They want to see the toys. What are you doing in front of them? So there you have it. I think it's great. I think it's fun. I think at long last I have a Black Zarak, and definitely a lot less expensive than getting an original that may be broken or may break very easily. So if you're enjoying these videos, by all means, feel free to subscribe. That would be awesome. And while you are mulling over the Mad Scorpion Warrior, Dark Scorpion Giant, again, whatever you want to call them, have to check out this video over here. You're in my way, dude. Over here, which is the Scorponok version of this, the Crazy Scorpion Giant. Worth checking out. And again, cheaper than an original. And we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.